G'day everybody, my name's Austin Devaney from EVSE Australia, and today we're going to talk about the key requirements so you can satisfy getting landlord approval at your commercial site. EV charging is a great initiative to improve employee satisfaction, improve retention, and really build the brand for your business whilst contributing to a healthier environment. However, when you look to get approval, you might have to satisfy these key points. When you look at getting EV charging infrastructure, the best first step is to contact a reliable EV charging partner like EVSE Australia. The steps that you need to consider to get landlord approval after contacting us is 1. Determine and develop a detailed EV charging infrastructure plan. What that means is really understand the type of charger you're getting, whether it's wall mountable or floor mountable, as well as the site plans of where the charging station is being installed, as well as where the switchboards are located. Further to that, on an electrical engineering perspective, they'll need to understand the cable runs, what works you're doing and the scope of works involved from the electrician, as well as getting certification from that electrician that EV charging stations can be installed safely at site. Lastly, in terms of power availability issues, if those exist, you'll need to recommend an active load management module that can really help protect the building when there's not enough power available to feed the chargers. You may also have questions from your landlord around insurance. And insurance companies really care around fire safety and the mitigations in place. EVSE follow the NCC and EV Fire Safe guidelines and recommendations for EV charging. These can be things such as emergency e-stops that can be pressed in an emergency to shut off all the chargers at once, as well as other mitigations. When picking the EV charging infrastructure, it's good to keep in mind that there's some minimum design requirements that landlords will ask for. For example, wanting the charging infrastructure to be outside is probably a first preference for a lot of landlords, to be away from the building and away from any electrical infrastructure such as switchboards. If it is indoors, say in an underground car park, the preference for that is to have it on the ground level and close to the exits so the emergency vehicles can access those chargers in an emergency. Also, to make sure that there's safety protection in front of the charging infrastructure, such as safety bollards and wheel stops to protect any collisions. And then finally, making sure that the charging infrastructure is spec'd correctly and it's robust. What I mean by that is making sure it's IP54 rated or above, as well as IK10 impact rating. And this means that your charging infrastructure will be set up to last for a long time. Once you've chosen your hardware, and have an understanding around the engineering design for your EV charging infrastructure, the most important aspect actually comes after it's installed, which is the ongoing support and reliability of the products. Your landlord will want to make sure that you have a maintenance agreement in place, which means that there's an annual site inspection by an electrician to essentially test and tag the charging infrastructure. You'll then need to provide this report to your landlord if they ask. On top of that, making sure that there's service level agreements in place, so you have an understanding of, if something faults, how quickly will it be fixed, and what does that mean for your business? And then having a smart software platform onboarded onto the charging infrastructure means that you have complete oversight over who's charging, at what time, and how much energy is consumed. You can then generate this into reports and provide it to your landlord if they ask. It also allows you to understand if any faults occur, they can be tracked, identified, and fixed either remotely or quickly in person. Thank you for listening. I hope you've gathered some information and understand now the key points to consider when getting landlord approval for your commercial residence. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to evse.com.au. We have branches in both Australia and New Zealand to assist you. Thank you.